Hi everyone, my name is Isabel Pratt, and today I'm going to be talking about my research project, the Colonial Mindset. This project was inspired by my own experience as a white tourist in non white nations, and I focus on Peru specifically. While I have been to Peru before, I think regardless, it's a really important place to analyze cultural tourism because it experiences an enormous amount of tourism traffic, and the state's economy is increasingly dependent upon the industry as a whole. The market that exists in Peruvian tourism heavily relies on its unique history and cultural background. And these are topics that I wanted to address in my project as they pose major issues with travel in general. I argue that the ways in which tourism forces people to buy and sell aspects of culture mirror colonial practices and ideas today. In order to understand the concepts that fuel this global market, I analyzed scholarly sources describing things like cultural consumption and cultural marketing, exoticism, and authenticity, and all of these can be viewed as products of colonialism, and they all play a major role in the ways that we consume nearly everything. I looked at travel review websites for Peru specifically to show the continuity of these behaviors and analyze the ways in which much of these harmful concepts are perpetuated in modern tourism. I focused on the language used by tourists to describe their surroundings, often including things like the descriptions of the land that they saw, the experience that was being sold to them, and the people that they encountered along the way. One of the main things that I noticed in the reviews was the lack of actual human interaction. Unless the tour was geared towards meeting people in the community or geared towards cultural immersion, there seemed to be no descriptions of local people outside of the tour guide. I think this poses a lot of questions about the ways we socially define authenticity as well as culture, and seemingly separate the actual residents of a place from the environment that has been created. I think it's something more people should think about when entering into heavily touristic areas. And my project was an attempt to shed light on a pattern that I saw during my travels and answer a lot of the questions I had about my surroundings. But I wanted to challenge the ways that we as tourists tend to interact with local people and shift the narrative from mindless consumption to perhaps actual exchange. I hope it makes more people critical of their intentions when looking at culture and travel and consumption in general. Um, Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you gained something from my work.